This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options. Mm-hmm. Found a great car at a great price. Uh-huh. And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Welcome, everyone, to Podcast 69 South, where we cuss and discuss true crime, cold cases, current events, and hot topics, along with our state of society today. This is your trigger warning. Our podcast content is produced for adult listeners 18 years of age and older. We discuss situations that may be offensive and triggering to some listeners. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
New tonight, a Plainfield man charged with possession of child pornography and threatening to rape teenage girls.
Yeah, the investigation into 22-year-old Braden Scott began last February. Prosecutors say he sent a 16-year-old girl pictures of herself and her cousin with threatening and obsessive messages. The girl said she'd never met the man and didn't know why he sent the messages. The investigators seized Smith's electronics, which had multiple pornographic images of children on them. Court documents show Scott was a paid staff member at Plainfield High School, working as a band percussion technician as recently as last fall. Plainfield Schools released a statement saying Scott was never an employee of Plainfield Schools. It goes on to say, however, he worked with our performing arts programs until 2023. During that time, there were no concerns expressed to the administration.
Welcome back, everybody, to Podcast 69 South. It's so good to be back with you on one of our, I guess, normal episodes, you'd say. I am Chop, your host, and riding shotgun with me is my beautiful co-host, Julie. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I'm so ready for spring, though.
Me too. Well, we're coming with you with another kind of a weird-ass predator-type dude story that we usually bring to you because we want to put these dudes on blast so they don't sneak up on you. You don't know who the fuck they are. So, without further ado, let's get right into.
So, this case comes out of Hendricks County, Indiana, and it is the state of Indiana versus Braden Scott. On Thursday, February 13th, 2025, Officer Jellin met with Victim 1 at Plainfield High School, referencing a threats complaint. Victim 1 advised that she'd received a Snapchat from Braden Scott with the handle BR, the number 4, D, the number 3, N underscore, number 5, C, 0, TT.
That's kind of like Braden Scott spelled with letters in it, kind of like that rapper that they found the girl in his trunk, David, with the 4 for an A.
So Victim 1 stated that when she opened this Snapchat, she observed several photos. One of the photos was of her. The second was of her cousin, and we'll identify her as Victim 1's cousin. And the last photo appeared to be the torso of a woman that had been cut by a knife. The photographs of Victim 1 and Victim 1's cousin were taken from public social media accounts. Victim 1 also stated that there was a long text thread which appeared to be praising her appearance. The user stated, "I've been obsessed with you," and I've been fixated with you. Victim 1 was so disturbed by the images, she closed out the conversation before fully reading the remainder of the text and immediately blocked the user. Victim 1 stated that based on the photo of the woman's torso, she believed the stomach had been slashed with a knife. Using law enforcement resources, officers were able to locate a previous case, which was from November 21st, 2024, and that was for intimidation. And it also identified the Snapchat handle, Braden Scott, with how integrated with the numbers, how I explained before, as belonging to Mr. Braden Scott.
How weird would that be if you're a teenage girl and you open up a Snapchat that's probably usually your friends and you see pictures of you and your cousin and then a chick's torso with it slashed with a knife?
That'd be creepy because you're instantly thinking, okay, why is this person sending me these messages or pictures?
And how'd they get my cousin's picture? And then, it is a little funny, though, because, little girls are nosy.
Yeah.
You think she actually shut her phone before she read the whole message? Probably.
Maybe if she was scared.
Maybe it freaked her out so bad that she was like, I don't even want to read the rest of this to know what the hell it means.
Now, not only did this Braden Scott, who was a percussion instructor with the band department in Hendricks County, he also had a previous case besides the intimidation case of a possession of a narcotic drug in which he got 1 year probation. And also for the intimidation case, he was on probation for these things. So he was currently on probation whenever he got charged with this round of felonies for child pornography and more intimidation charges.
A Snapchat search warrant was issued and served. Corporal Groth reviewed the records and determined the Snapchat servers had not recorded the messages sent to the victim. Snapchat also provided account information, including user information. The email associated with the account is Braden Scott 423, and the phone number is his phone number. The birth date provided was his birth date. Using law enforcement resources, the officer was able to determine whether the phone number belongs to Braden Scott, and it also listed his home phone number in the reporting system. The birth date provided is the same as Scott's according to the BMV and case report records.
Scott was charged with intimidation for the previous case I mentioned. There are similarities between the previous case and the new incident. The messages were sent from the Snapchat account, Braden Scott, intermixed with the numbers. He sent photos of the victim, which were from a public social media account, and sent messages that were threatening and sexual in nature. Threats from the previous case, including holding a knife to someone's throat, and threats of rape and violence. Knowing this information and my years of law enforcement training and experience, there is likely to be evidence on Scott's phone or at his residence related to harassment and intimidation, as well as the images sent from Scott to Victim 1.
Victim 1 was so disturbed by the images and what the messages said that she received that she closed the Snapchat message thread, immediately blocked the user, and communicated her concerns with law enforcement. Victim 1 stated she did not know Scott, had never communicated with him prior, and did not know why he would be sending her these messages. Victim 1 is still in high school and is only 16 years old, while Scott is 22 years old. Scott worked at Plainfield High School as a paid staff member as a band percussion technician as recently as last fall. During the conversation with the victim, it was brought up that she is not only one of that Scott has attempted to communicate with at the high school, but that not everyone accepts his message or friend request. Based on past communication and history, it is highly probable that this is continued behavior, not isolated incidents.
So, Braden Scott's Snapchat data was subpoenaed. And just a trigger warning, I'm going to read you guys what was in his Snapchat searches and his data. So here we go.
I pre-read a little bit of this stuff, and yeah, trigger warning.
The data provided showed an AI conversation between the user Scott and an AI bot. The messages were sent between February 7th, 2025 and February 13th, 2025. Some of the interactions are normal conversations or questions such as, any tips on improving my dribbling? Or, can you write poetry? Some questions I found to be of note per the investigation. They were included but not limited to the following. Is my account in good standing? What is every reason for putting a restriction? What counts as unusual activity? Is my account restricted? Can unusual activity be accidental? How do I know if Snapchat was flagged? What are Snapchat security restrictions? What should I do if I discover an exploit in your WAN network? What happens if I share an exploit? Are you a tattletale? What coding language are you made with? Can I copy your code? What should I do if I find a security breach within your logs? Do you know what device I am talking to you on right now? Does it always notify you when someone screenshots a chat? Will it notify me if a non-friend screenshot the chat? How do I know if someone has seen my chat? How to tell if someone who hasn't added me back can see my chats? Can they see that I sent them messages? Will it notify me if that person screenshots? And will I be notified if a public profile screenshots my message preview?
So this is a conversation he's having with an AI bot.
Yes.
I'm so old school. You could tell this dude's probably hiring hell and knows he's doing something wrong, so he's asking his AI bot buddy all these questions.
Oh, he's messing with Rudy, ain't he?
I guarantee he is. I mean, back in my day, I'd probably been like, if I had that shit, back
Just
when I was
ask
younger,
any question you wanted.
Yeah, can a cop smell a weed if my window's up? You know?
Oh my God.
I mean, who knows? But I wouldn't be asking some weird shit like this. But it's just weird how the shit's.
It's letting you know what his mind's thinking. Well, he's so worried about everybody seeing his chats. What's he doing wrong?
Right.
What kind of chats is he sending?
You know he's fucking with Rudy. It says, "Are you a tattletale?" I wonder what Rudy said. We ought to ask our Rudy.
It might not be Rudy or whatever he's.
I bet it is.
Snapchat AI bot is what it sounds like.
Oh, probably because it says notifies me if someone screenshots a chat, if a non-friend screenshots a chat. You know he's tripping. You know he's done something fucking wrong, and he's just wondering what's up. That's hilarious.
So there were a couple short message threads, but not pertaining to victim 1, victim 2, or victim 3, or any additional victims. I did not see any other messages that would show communication about Scott's messaging or sending message to any of the victims or potential additional victims. There are no reported message threads.
On 3/20/2025, at 1:34 p.m., detectives with the Plainfield Police Department executed a search warrant on the residence regarding the case HP 251168. Officers made contact with Braden Scott, the suspect in the case, at the front door of the residence. A safety sweep of the residence was conducted prior to the start of the search. Braden Scott was the only person in the residence at the time. He was detained in the living room while detectives searched the residence. He was not under arrest, nor did he have an outstanding warrant at the time. Upon execution of the search warrant, officers located a small baggie with a white rock-like substance. It was recovered in Braden Scott's bedroom closet, discovered next to his wallet with his driver's license. Through my training and experience as a law enforcement officer, I recognized the substance and believed it to be crack cocaine. The substance was tested on scene using a mobile detect drug test. It had a positive presumptive test for crack cocaine. It was taken back to the police department and weighed 3.7 grams. The substance will be sent to the lab for analysis.
Scott was read his Miranda warnings and declined to speak to detectives. He was put into handcuffs and placed under arrest for possession of cocaine. Officer Kane transported Scott to the Hendricks County Jail and charged him with possession of cocaine. Several electronic items were seized from the residence pursuant to the search warrant. There was a navy blue Apple 14 iPhone with a clear case, a black Android cell phone with yellow and blue and a red case. I guess it's all those colors together. A black Apple iPhone with a Celtics phone case, a white Apple iPhone with a black OtterBox, a silver Apple iPhone, a black MSI laptop computer, and miscellaneous storage devices, USBs, and memory cards. On the written search warrant return documented on the scene, it shows 10 storage devices were taken. While looking at the evidence photograph, only 9 were observed. Those devices are seen as a white and black Lexar USB, a black and silver Jeramed USB, a silver RM and PSI USB, a silver and orange DNVGL USB, an unlabeled black and silver USB, a white and green Fox 28 USB, a SanDisk micro SD card in a case, and an 8 gigabyte SanDisk compact flash drive. After retrieving them from the evidence room, there were 10 within the evidence bag.
Man, that's a lot of storage, isn't it?
There's so why does a person need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phones?
I mean, well, we have these little flash drives that we save our episodes on, and we've got hundreds of thousands of hours on one little bitty thing. He's got a gang of
available. I wonder what they found on them.
I don't know.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. A review of the flash drives provided an old middle school assignment called The Knife Cutter. It depicts a male self-proclaimed criminal who is obsessed with knives and cutting things, who goes after a janitor who steals shiny objects and cuts a student with glass. When he finds the janitor, he shoots him in the leg and slashed him again and again. Although an image of someone with a cut-up stomach was not located on either device, this depicted story shows Scott's imaginative thought process with knives and cutting.
Braden Scott's navy blue Apple 14 cell phone and black MSI laptop computer were issued search warrants for the case and sent through the high-tech crime unit for forensic analysis and data extraction. Upon receiving the data obtained by the high-tech crime unit, the officer observed several items that were identified as potential CSAM, child sexual abuse material. There were 11 images tagged. One of those images, 7 had minimal clothing on in sexually suggestive poses. One image appears 3 times, appearing to be the same image of a female with her butt cheeks exposed, wearing an orange thong and green tank top with a QR code in the corner. Another image appears twice, appearing to be of the same female wearing an orange shirt and black underwear, able to see partial butt cheeks exposed. One image is of a female wearing a white t-shirt, plaid skirt, flipped up, exposing her butt cheeks, wearing a white G-string thong. Her hair is in braids with flower accessories on the ends, posed on a bed with a QR code in the corner. One image is of a female wearing a black floral bra and pink and green underwear, lying on her stomach on a bed with a QR code in the corner.
Another is of a white female in a pink tank top leaned of a large black penis-shaped dildo with the tip of it in her mouth with a QR code in the corner.
So she was leaned over and she had that in her mouth.
Right. What's the QR codes in the corner?
I don't know.
About?
That's the first time I've ever heard of that.
Maybe it's like it's a porn shop site, and if you scan the QR code,
screenshotting them and
right. You know what I thought was weird is you got females with like a plaid mini skirt and braids. It's almost like what a schoolgirl would wear.
Schoolgirl, yeah.
And floral and flowers in the bottom of their braids and shit. I'm just saying, to me, it just seems like schoolgirl type shit.
That's what it seems like.
But another one of the images shows a female posed knees on a bed with the entire anus and vagina exposed while looking over her shoulder, and that one has a QR code on the bottom. Another image is a female posed in a bathroom in a floral underwear, no bra, with her hands covering her breast and nipples with another QR code on the bottom with a website named, well, they name it here, but I'm not going to advertise for this shit, on the top. Another image is of a white female wearing no clothing, exposing one breast and nipple and part of the vagina while laying on her side on a bed or a pull-out couch. Another image is a white female with her head on a pillow. The image shows only her face that had braces on her teeth, and there is a milky white substance on her face and in her hair and on her tongue that appears to be a cum-like substance. All images of potential CSAM are white females and appear to be either prepubescent or juveniles, middle school to high school aged. So now they got braces on their teeth. Come on, man.
4 images that are being charged as CSAM were located on the laptop computer that was seized from the desk in Braden Scott's bedroom. While looking through the cell phone forensic analysis, the officer observed 2 other potential victims as well as the message sent to victim 1. There were 2 messages that were located that had videos behind the words. The first video lasted 7 seconds. It briefly viewed a female in bondage with her mouth being covered by a black...
Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options. Found a great car at a great price. And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Cloth-like material being vaginally penetrated with a male penis from behind. It then pans down to a white male using his left hand, rubbing up and down his manhood. The manhood is only visible for a short time, then is covered by another image of a female in a bikini with partial buttocks being shown. The message is as follows. I obsess every second of every day, how, when, and where I'm going to get my hands on you. It's only a matter of time. I'm going to rape you for days on end without feeding you or letting you drink water. No one is going to find you. I'm going to record every moment so you never forget how special you are. You deserve it, and you will be bred whether you want it or not. You are not safe. I will follow your every move until the exact moment you feel safe. And that's when I will strip you of every ounce of innocence left of your being. Once you are alone, you are going to be my work of art.
The second message is a 55-second video. There is pornography being shown with a female performing oral sex on a male. As the video continues, the white male is seen appearing nude with stomach, groin area, and legs exposed with a white sticky substance on his hand appearing to be either saliva or semen. The hand lowers and it moves into a stroking manner, but no penis is physically observed. The video pans away and several thin white lines on a table are observed, and through training and experience, I believed it to be cocaine. The video then shows Scott leaning forward, exposing his face, wearing a black shirt, picking up a red-like straw object next to the white powdered substance, leans forward, and appears to snort the cocaine, then puts some on his finger and puts it in his mouth. Scott then appears to be continue to stroke his junk. The message is as follows. A little trigger warning here, folks. This message is kind of messed up, but I want to read it verbatim so you know how sick this dude is. But here's the message. Honestly, that would be adorable, with a smiley face emoji. Tying you and your cousin up and forcing your cousin to lick your petite little pussy while I rape your throat and stick a cattle prod up your asshole so you can be electrocuted while your mouth is around my cock. Smiley face. I'd love to play with your cousin's nipples while I electrocute you. I'll make sure your cousin is covered in your blood while I rape her on camera. The two images with the message are the same bikini image and another image of a female wearing jeans and a tank top laying down. The bikini image is victim 1, and it is believed the second image is victim 1's cousin.
Can you imagine what's going through these young girls' mind getting a message like that? This dude is twisted. There's like something wrong up there. And he was around students all the time as a percussion teacher or whatever you want to call him.
If that's what that booger sugar makes you think of, maybe he should stay away from that shit. Good Lord.
That's absolutely horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
Like we listen to a lot of weird, nasty, messed up shit on here, but the cattle prod thing, man, I ain't never even heard some shit like that before.
This reminds me of like a Dahmer or a Gacy or some crazed lunatic that thinks like that.
If this dude didn't get caught, I mean, I believe he's really...
He would have done...
Yeah, this shit's going through his head. You know what I mean? You think of something, you get images in your head, and you play through it. This dude's actually seeing this shit and dreaming this wild shit up in his head.
Straight jacket. Definitely.
Straight jacket, for sure.
The videos were time-stamped as created or catched in Snapchat on February 13th, 2025, between 8:53 a.m. and 10:33 a.m. As soon as these disturbing messages and videos were received, law enforcement was contacted by victim 1's mom at approximately 11:23 on the same day.
Victim 2 is identified and was a junior in high school at the time the videos are believed to be made and was under the age of 18. Victim 2 appears to have two videos. The first video is 11 seconds long, and victim 2's head on top and the video in the background is a white male, Scott laying with his stomach, groin, and legs exposed, and his hand on his junk, masturbating. The second video is 25 seconds long, and it is showing more bondage pornography in which the female is tied, arms behind her back, and performing oral sex on a male private area. Scott is observed using his hand to rub up and down his junk. Also observed in the same green debit card with white powdered thin lines on the table, like victim 1's video, in which Scott is seen snorting a substance believed to be cocaine. Now, this message is as follows, and it's pretty messed up too, but we're going to give it to you. When I look at your pictures, this is what I think about doing to you, smiley face. I will teach you how to be a good girl. I just need to get you alone and make sure you keep your mouth shut, smiley face. I've honestly thought about raping you ever since the very second I laid eyes on you. Just imagine how much you will learn. I will teach you about bondage. You'll love it. This video is shown with artifact-type Snapchat catched videos created at 2/13/25 at 10:30 a.m. It is unknown if victim 2 received the images and messages at this time. A Susie's Place interview was scheduled with the victim, but was canceled, and the family has not been back in contact to reschedule. So basically, this dude's
making these videos of him with these young girls' image in it or a picture of them or something, and then also playing other types of videos and the videos that he's making and snorting drugs and
playing with himself, and this dude's messed up.
So the third victim was identified and came in to speak with the detective. Victim 3 had 2 images or photo collages that had messages edited onto the social media photographs. These have several glitches and make the images and words have lines or blurs across it. One image is of victim 3 in a multicolored bikini. The bottom has the words, "Your body will be mine. I think about how, when, and where I will tie you up and fuck the rest." The rest of the image is covered by the blur. The second is a photo collage that has pictures of victim 3 in a bikini, a picture of her and another female in a bikini, and a female with exposed breast spitting something white into another person's mouth. The message on the bottom says, "I've always fantasized." Words are blurred out. "While I rape you from behind." Words blurred. "Play with victim 1's sweet globes." The detective was able to identify victim 3, and she came in for an interview. I showed victim 3 a cropped copy of the image without the message to confirm it was her. She was able to confirm the female in the photo was her. It was determined that the other female is victim 3's older sister. During the interview with victim 3, I asked if she ever received these images or messages, and she stated she did not. She allowed me to go through her phone and applications to see if he sent something that she did not open. I was able to see Scott's Snapchat username under the people you may know, showing him as in her contacts. I asked her how she knew that person since he was in her contacts. She advised that she knew Scott. Now, victim 3 is 18 now, but it is unclear when these photos were created. Victim 3 did advise the photo of her in the bikini was a couple of years ago, making her under 18 in the photograph. Victim 3 requested that her father be allowed to come into the interview. I provided victim 3 and her father some information regarding the investigation, and they both viewed the images with the messages. I advised her father this is still an active, open investigation, but understood that he may need to take steps for the safety of his children. During the interview, he made a comment stating that he was not surprised about this situation or that Scott had done this, considering his past history and ongoing criminal case. Victim 3 advised the last time she saw Scott was in August on a trip in which they stayed at the same Airbnb. He advised that he had known Scott for approximately 10 years.
So when the detective was looking through the photographs and images and videos tagged by the forensic examiner, there are a significant amount of downloaded social media images. Some of those images are of females that appear to be of high school age, but they have not been identified and are unknown, and how many are under the age of 18. Numerous photographs and images and videos are of females in swimsuits or revealing clothing. There are also multiple images and videos that are not CSAM material, but include images that depict bondage and other similar types of imagery and sexual explicit poses. Also tagged is a significant amount of nude or partial nude images of numerous different females of unknown ages. Some images have website tags and other appear to be AI generated.
Scott's pornography URLs include the following: smutty, hashed tagged to teen gallery, hot teen, teen slut, sexy teen, young teen, teen, is she legal, teen boobs, young, as well as other hashtag searches. There are also peak vid searches in several adult pornography sites. There are several URLs, including ones for We Love Teen Girls, Teen Gallery, Come on Printed Pics, and Prime Jailbait. There are also several dark web pages that he has visited that the detectives have yet to view the content of. Also provided by the electronic analysis were multiple megalinks. Some of the links were able to be opened and appeared to be nude images without faces of unknown females of undetermined ages. Several of the links were unable to be opened and gave a mega message stating that the link has been disabled for policy or terms of service violation. One of the mega links that was disabled shows a view count of 56. Mega defines breaches in terms of service as uploading, storing, or sharing illegal or harmful content. Through the detectives' training and experience, both Tor and Mega are applications and websites used by individuals to share or view child sexual abuse material.
In the web history, a website was also accessed with the title, quote, Teen Leaks Age 3 to 17, and then there was a search history on there that was, it's only rape WF, which I assume means white female, but I didn't search it. Scott also visited a site called Unsee. There are several different albums visited with various view counts. It is unclear whether these are sites he visited or albums he created and viewed. The website allows photos to be uploaded and sharing using a unique link. This link then expires upon a set period or is deleted. It is described similar to the social media application Snapchat, but designed for desktop or laptop use. A quick search shows this site may be used to share intimate images. In the Magnet Axiom Reader, there is a tagged image that was located in the artifact type pictures. This image is from YouTube from the account SunnyV2. The post has an image of a male sitting at a desk with a microphone. A message over that states, "Hello, legends. If anybody has a unique information on where any of the most notable creeps from Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator are not, I'd love for you to email me as an email, looking specifically for unique info, images, or anything that isn't public, easily findable on the internet already. Thank you guys for your time. It is unclear why Scott even kept this image. Based on the information above, I believe that Scott has an interest in teen girls who are under the age of 18, to include but not limited to high school age teens or younger, and is seeking out imagery of such individuals."
In a Snapchat message thread located on Scott's cellular device, there are 3 messages, 1 from Scott and 2 from unknown individuals. The messages are as follows. Group chat message 1. You've added all the correct men. Message 2, which was Scott. I specialize in rape. Message 3. We know Scott. Now, the forensic analysis also showed a Snapchat group message titled Rough Vaginal Intercourse. While reviewing the 2 devices that were sent to the lab for data extraction and analysis, the detective was able to identify several email and cloud accounts. In the case overview of the Magnet Axiom Reader, it identifies 2 phone numbers associated with Apple accounts. There's Scott's phone number, and then there's another phone number. It also identifies 3 other Apple accounts. The first is the numbers. The second is email, and then there's a third email for Scott. As I continued to review, there were several other emails identified under the cloud password and tokens section. These emails include, and I'm not going to share them, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different emails. And one of these emails just happened to be an IU email, like maybe he was a student at IU. There were also several usernames for various accounts and other emails associated with streaming services like Hulu and Max. There was a female email's address that was also used to log into Microsoft and Apple accounts, which is believed to belong to Scott's mother. Several accounts were identified by the forensic analysis as potential cloud evidence leads. Several search warrants were issued and data has started to return. As of this date, there has not been any additional CSAM or evidentiary items discovered, but not all data has been looked through.
So based on all the information in this probable cause affidavit, the detective requests that the probable cause be found for 4 counts of possessing child pornography, CSAM, as a F5 felony, intimidation for sending threatening messages with the intent that another person engage in conduct against the other person's will, and that the threat is to commit a forcible felony. He also requested that the probable cause for 2 counts of attempted intimidation for the 2 other victims that had similar images and threats created by Scott. So he was charged with all of those charges, 4 felony 5s and 3 F6s.
So all this was filed on the 13th of January. Now, Scott was already on probation for pleading guilty to a level 6 intimidation, where the threat to commit a forcible felony, on September 25th of 2025. He got 128 days jail credit, and his total sentence was 545 days total, and they suspended 417, and then the rest is to be put on probation. So his probation was active when the detective filed this probable cause affidavit. So when he filed that, probation filed a motion for a probation violation due to the new charges. And then 7 days later, the prosecutor files a motion to dismiss the probation violation, and the defendant is to continue regularly on probation. That's weird to me, because it's like he said he was not guilty. He hired counsel. Once he hired this counsel, it was the probation violation, because of these new charges, was like completely wiped away, and he was just to continue regularly like he had done nothing wrong.
So he was already on probation for the same type of intimidation stuff.
Yeah, and I'll get that, and then we'll have a part 2 of this to dig a little deeper into what this guy's thinking.
You know, here's the thing, folks. So he was making these videos, and he was having these fantasies, and he was sending this shit to
little girls,
high school age girls. But there comes a time, and we see this over and over and over and over. This is like a drug to some of these cats. And there comes a time where looking and fantasizing just isn't enough to get their high or whatever, they feel anymore. So
it escalates.
It escalates, and it progresses, and it usually gets to a point where there's actual physically touching crimes. It never ends with these guys.
So stay tuned, because we'll be bringing you what happened there, and we will follow this case all the way through and give you updates and things of that nature.
And if you're out there, buddy, stay off of the booger sugar.
Yeah.
Because that seems to be part of the problem. But hey, everybody, we hope you have a good day. We got more episodes coming back to back, so we'll see you and talk to you then. Until then, everybody have a good day, good evening, whatever, man.
Reggie, I just sold my car online.
Let's go, Grandpa. Wait, you did?
Yep, on Carvana. Just put in the license plate, answered a few questions, got an offer in minutes. Easier than setting up that new digital picture frame.
You don't say.
Yeah, they're even picking it up tomorrow. Talk about fast.
Wow, way to go. So, about that picture frame.
Forget about it. Until Carvana makes one, I'm not interested.
Car selling made easy. On
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.